What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And today's project, or projects, are going to be a lot different than they normally are today. We've got something very special today. This, as we introduced in the last episode, is the Speederboard Crusher Batmobile, which is going to be awesome. The goal of today's video, mostly, is to absolutely obliterate this McLaren F1 GTR off the Speederboard. Finally, hopefully we can do so with the Speederboard Crusher. We aren't fully sure yet, but I've got some very exciting stuff also coming up in today's video. Stay tuned, we're going to talk to you about it in just a moment. But well done to Pi Newton, absolutely beautiful Nissan Skyline with that cherry blossom livery. I really do love that. He did show me it before he actually entered it into the competition, and I told him that was absolutely spectacular. I loved it. He has let me have it, so we may be doing a build with that one at some point in the near future. But congratulations, you won, and it was absolutely beautiful. There was a lot of stiffs competition this time round, but this one is stunning. We do have a new competition that started over on the Discord channel. Head over to the Red Dot Games Discord server, link in the description below if you want to take part in that. Also, there's information about the live stream of the drag release coming up on there as well. And also, the new competition is any law car or base game car, not including any DLCs or any mods, apart from the drag racing DLC when it comes out, but build your own drag build from the base game cars, the law cars, or from the drag racing DLC when it finally does come out. That is the next competition. So it is build whatever you like, as long as it is a law and it's got a bit of a drag style to it. That's what we're going for. Speaking of drag styles and drag builds, Delilah is here, and she's here for a very specific reason. What we are going to do today is we're going to finish off this Batmobile. Now, I'm not going to do it in the normal way that I do it. I'm not going to go mad and paint everything, because we just want to get this one finished, get it upgraded, get it ready to go, and see if it can smash that Speederboard before we move on to something new and a little bit exciting. I, today, have the genuine pleasure of being able to show you some of the drag racing DLC stuff. That's right, we are going to be having a little bit of a play. Delilah is going to be taking the first run on the drag strip, introducing our new Speederboard today, along with some of the new tuning styles, and obviously a run on the drag strip. And if you stick around to the very, very end, I will be taking a look around the 4 new vehicles that we have inside the game. So this one is going to be exciting, and I cannot wait to get stuck in. Let's talk about this Batmobile, what we're going to be working on today then. This was made by French Toast. The original Batmobile mod is for everybody. I don't know if this extra config is going to be added in for everybody, but let's hope and see if he's going to or not. This one is the Speederboard Crusher, specifically named because it's got one job, and that is to absolutely destroy the Speederboard. Now, if you look over to your right, you'll see some little question marks here. This is a new feature added in with the drag racing DLC. This is the drag index or drag indicator. Every car is going to have a rating, A, B, C, or D, I believe, and then a number up to 999. Well, that's the highest I've seen. When we put this on the dyno a little bit later on, that will give us our drag index number. We won't be doing any of the other tuning, just the gearbox tuning for this one, because it is about the old Speederboard. This one's about the old Speederboard. Delilah's going to be about the new Speederboard. This is going to be fun. The engine in this one is the V12 M158, the turboed V12. Absolutely love that. Horsepower is down a little bit than what I did initially show you. 795 he's left it at. We'll see what it gets up to by the time we've added all the performance parts today. But we're not actually going to showcase much of the build. It's going to be about getting it done, smashing the Speederboard, and then introducing the new Speederboard and checking out some of the new features. So let's get started. The next time you see the Batmobile, it will probably be finished and ready to smash the Speederboard. Well, I said next time you see this, it will be finished. And I also said I wasn't going to go mad painting it, which was an utter lie. I'll just jump in and show you what I've done. Very, very quickly, in we go. You can see everything in there is black and gold. There's a lot of chrome going on around it as well. Looking absolutely fantastic. I even left this bit in red, but did all the details on it in a goldy colour. So there's a lot of gold going on here. It looks absolutely fantastic in black and gold. And I also did all the suspension in black and gold as well. Even though I said I wasn't going to do anything, I just couldn't leave it as it was. And it looks absolutely fantastic. And one of my favourite pieces is that gold chrome tips of the exhaust sticking out there, looking absolutely insane. Yes, I said I wasn't going to paint it, but I absolutely had to, and it looks fantastic. Very, very pleased with this one. Let's jump inside and let's see what this one sounds like. We know it's a V12. It's got a ridiculous, ridiculous engine in it, so let's get it started. I love this interior as well, by the way. Proper Batmobile setup, all the dials, all the screens. Looks fantastic, but let's give this gas some... Let's give this engine some gas. A V12 with that turbo whistle is my favourite sound in the entire game. But let's crack on with this one. We need to see if it's going to be the Speederboard Slayer that it should be. Let's get this onto the dyno and see what's going on with it. Here we are then with French Toast's Batmobile and a V12, a turbo engine, 795 factory horsepower on the Speederboard Crusher. How much have we added today with performance parts? Let's jump in, let's have a look. A gain of 724 horsepower, almost a whole new engine at 91%. Very, very good there, bringing us up to a measured power of 1,518. And as you can see down here, drag ratings, all cars will start getting these once you get the update installed or the DLC installed on Wednesday. A999, I believe, so far, that is the top you can go. So this should do incredible on the drag strip, although I'm not quite sure it will. Let's go and check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. There she is. This was prepared for me by French Toast to get the best out of the car that was possibly available. So 241 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 999 in ninth gear. Whether we will get quite up to that, we shall see. French Toast has mentioned about 1,000 kilometers an hour. I don't know if we'll quite get there. It is quite hard to drive, but let's head over to the speed track and let's find out. But before, we'll come to these later. This Batmobile is definitely not getting anything of either of these two today, because that would be unfair against all of the other cars it's gone up against. Let's see if the Batmobile can smash the 909 kilometers an hour set by the McLaren F1. Can it top the Speederboard before we move on to a new style? Here we are on the speed track for the very, very last time, and we have got the Batman Speederboard Crusher to go down it for the very, very last time to see if we can knock that McLaren finally off of the top spot. Let's jump inside. Let's go. I have been warned this is very hard to drive. It doesn't like to stay straight in any way, shape or form. You can already see it there. Some counter ability to get it back down in the line. But look how fast it is already. That's 500 kilometers an hour. We've barely even started. This should absolutely smash it. Where are we going to finish up? 964 kilometers an hour from the Speederboard Crusher Batmobile. Once it finishes rolling, eventually, there we go. Wow. Actually insane. That was one run. Yeah. Wow. 964 kilometers an hour. Absolute well done, French Toast. It did what you said it was going to do. It has crushed the Speederboard. So now, let's jump back to the shop. Let's get this on the Speederboard and get it put somewhere in the shop we quite like. Let's go back. Well, there it is, the Speederboard for the very last time before we transfer over to a new and improved Speederboard. And there you can see it, Batmobile, Speederboard Crusher, sat there in the number one spot, 1,518 horsepower, 964 kilometers an hour is what I got out of it, 599 miles per hour. That is absolutely insane. Very impressed by that. It's also got a new picture down there as well. Now, we need to... I mean, we're keeping this Speederboard to remember for all time. So, I'm thinking if we get it put in maybe this one here, that should look pretty cool, hopefully. We shall see. I will crack on with that in a minute, but it is time to say goodbye to the Batmobile. There it is. I didn't talk about the rims at all, so I will just quickly cover them. These are the rim Classic 13B. 355 width on these bad boys, 30 profile, and they're a 24-inch rim. We did paint them in gold to go with the rest of the build, and you can see those lovely gold brake calipers showing through there as well. This is absolutely stunning, a mod by French Toast, regardless of whether you've got the normal one or the Speederboard Crusher. If you want to build one that looks like this, obviously not quite as insane, it is the Wayne edition, or the Wayne Mobile, or something along those lines is the one you want to look for. That's got all this diamondy detailing in and all the golds that are in it base. The only colours I've added is this piece here. That gets painted. And obviously the suspension and engine. Speaking of the engine, we've spoke about it once already, but let's just show how to get in there. You can go down to the side to get to this fuse box here is one easy way to get to it. The other way is take off the engine cover, and then you can squeeze it in just there. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. This one has been a lot of fun. We haven't paid any attention to the cost of this one today. One, because it's going to be really expensive, and two, because I already spent a load getting some stuff ready for this video. So let's crack on. Normally we end here, but we're going to say goodbye to the Batmobile. We're going to get rid of you. It's such a shame. You are beautiful. Look at the profit. I don't know what we spent on it, but not anywhere near that. We may have started the day at about 20 million. I'm not sure. But that is some big profit. So there is big money to be made from the Wayne Mobile, Batmobile, or the Speederboard Crusher. If it gets added, I'm not sure if it will. It would be nice if you guys could play around with the Speederboard Crusher as well. We'll see what French Toast does. Well, off you go, Speederboard Crusher, nearly 5 million. Well, that certainly increased our bank balance quite considerably, as you can see up there. It isn't out now for everybody. It will be out on Wednesday. Wednesday the 9th is when you can start doing all the stuff I'm just about to show you. We're not going to go too in-depth with it. We're not going to cover every single possible little detail. But what we are going to do is we are going to tune this beautiful, beautiful Del Rey Custom that does already have a drag index rating of a 999. It has been on the dyno, but there is a few bits to tune. And I have since added this little ECU, so we can do some ECU tuning to this one as well. But let's crack on. So we want to get this one over to the dyno and see some of the new stuff. We also want to get the speederboards changed over. So let's crack on with that. I'll be back in just a moment. There we go. The speederboard is up there, immortalized forevermore. Looking incredible. We will remember this speederboard. The Speederboard Crusher, the Batmobile, came in at the last second and took the McLaren F1 off the top spot. Absolutely demolished it with 964 kilometers an hour. The new Speederboard layout, there it is. As you can see, very, very similar. Not much has changed at all. We've got Drag Racing League written at the top there with a couple of flags added in. A top 10 Speederboard. Now we got position, car, HP, quarter of a mile time, 1 mile time, speed in kilometers an hour, and speed in miles per hour. A bit more squished up than it was before, but that's what we're going to go with, and we've got to get a car on there. So let's get Delilah on to the speederboard then. The first car that we're going to throw down the drag strip from the new DLC, ready for when it comes out. We are getting early access. This is a special sneak preview where we can see a few little bits before we jump into the full main game. First off, I'd like to say a big thank you to Red Dot Games. Thank you to everybody there. It's been amazing. The fact that you've let me jump into this DLC early so I can get a couple of videos done, or so I can get a video for release day and also a sneak peek just a couple of days before. They do have a live stream coming up. Come and join us on the Discord. All the information about the live stream is on the Discord. It will be on the Wednesday, I believe. Now, don't quote me on this, but it's at 7 o'clock British Standard Time. I don't know what that is in anywhere else, but BST, 7 o'clock BST. It will be on the Steam page for Car Mechanic Simulator 21. Live stream, they're going to answer some questions, showcase all of the new features. I'm just going to showcase a little bit or a few of the little features we've got to play around with. New speederboard, loving this. So let's get this one into the dyno room and see what we can do with the tuning for this one. Before we jump in there, we already know that it's tuned up to 1,888 horsepower. I have played a little bit with the carburetor tuning. Who couldn't? I just couldn't resist it. So we'll go back into that. I haven't checked out the ECU tuning, so we will be jumping into that. Let's get over there. Let's have a look. Here we are then, in the dyno. Everybody knows about the dyno tune room. Obviously, we know that this one's going to be insane. We've all played with the dyno before. We've all played with the gearbox tuning before. But what we want to play with is the ECU tuning and the carburetor tuning. Now, I know I've got tuned carburetors on there, but I have only just put an ECU in the car. So I think I'm going to have to swap that for a tuning one. And I've already got it prepared and ready to go, so don't you worry. If you go into the tuning shop, you can search for ECU, and it will give you the two types. Type A and Type B. I've got Type B installed in mine. So I'm going to put in the Stage 3 ECU Type B. Let's get on with it. Over we go. That's not the right button. Out you come. And then in you go with that ECU Stage 3 tuning. That might be a little bit insane, but let's have a look. This will be my first time playing around with it. In we go into the ECU. What's it going to do? Okay, right. To achieve the best performance from ECU tuning, you need to align the bars. Higher position, better performance. Logical. Adding values to one bar changes values on all the remaining. Higher ECU stage means more bars and more performance gains. So if we click up, you can see it brings all the other ones down. Up on you. So if we go up there, up there, and then up there maybe, and then... Oh, this is going to be difficult to get them all as high as we can. That's probably not a bad one. Or what's that, 7.5? That's at 6. That's at 7.5. Can I go up here? That's at 6. So down there. I kind of want you there. What if I went down here? That brings everything else up. It's a very hard thing to manage this tuning. Oh, look at that, 7.5. I think that might be the best we're going to get. If we go up, no, we want to go down, down. No, we want to go up there. Yeah, this is not my forte, this one. Let's just, oh God, I'm not very good at this. We'll do it there. That's a 7.5. We'll leave that at that. We'll apply you 7.5 tuning in there. As I said, I've already played around with the carburetor tuning. I've got 221 in here for a 1.2% and 111 in here for a 1.8%. Same principle. You move them. They all move. I don't really want to play around with this because it took me ages to get it set up. Down, up, so on and so forth. It's a fiddle to get them all balanced. It is really hard, but that's what we're going to go with. But I do think we're going to have to re-dyno this bad boy. So it was at, this current setup is 1,888 horsepower. The drag rating is gone because we've played with the tuning, but it was A999. So let's give it another go. In we go. Factory 850 on this one. We already know it's considerably higher than that, but now it's got a bit more tuning. So let's have a look and see what we can get it to now with the additional tunes on this one, along with all the performance parts that were already stuffed into this beautiful Delilah. Here we go. Let's have a look and see where we end up before we take this one onto the drag strip for the very first time. Okay, that's brought it up quite considerably. It was at 1,888 before I added the Stage 3 ECU and tuned it. Now it's at 2,005 horsepower in total, giving us a gain of 1,155, 136%. That is absolutely insane. Drag rating, obviously A999. It could not go any higher than that. It was already there. Now, let's wow. Well, there we go. We've had a look. We've seen the ECU tuning. We've seen a little bit of the carburetor tuning. I had already done most of it, but it's the same principle as the ECU. So that is the first look. Let's get this over and let's see what we can do on the drag strip. Let's just jump in. I'm going to go straight to it. In we go. Drive the car down the bottom there. Add the drag strip onto it. Let's go. This will be the menu you'll be presented with when you go into the drag strip for the first time. We got warm up and practice. I did not mean to click on that. We've got a quick pick. I don't know what that one is. We'll come to that later. One run with your vehicle, opponents matched to your car's class. I'm assuming that's going to be automated. And then the championship series. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these today. Not a chance. I'm going to save these for Wednesday. We're just going to go for a warm up and practice. In we go. You can do 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile, or 1 mile. We're going to go for 1 mile so we can see, and I'm not going to put an opponent in. We're just going to race on our own for the first time on the drag strip. Well, here we are on the line of the drag strip. Absolutely fantastic. I love this car. Delilah is absolutely beautiful. A gasser build specifically for this kind of event. Now, you can see we've got down at the bottom, throttle, handbrake, gear up, gear down. You have to do the gears yourself, and you can also press and hold F to focus on the opponent, but we don't have an opponent, so that won't work today. We will be doing the race from inside the car, not on the outside. I'm just admiring what's going on with this drag strip. Absolutely fantastic. So let's jump inside. We're now inside the car. Now, to start this one, if I just press the throttle, I will just launch off the line and be null and void, and I have to start again. You want to press onto the handbrake. You want to give it some gas, and as soon as you give it some gas, it will start ticking down. Can I get a good start? Let's find out. Here we are then, on the line. Hold the handbrake in, hold throttle, try and get a good start. Off we go, there we go. First gear, second gear. I'm going to come off the gas just a little bit to try and keep it straight. And into fourth, change again. We're pulling a little bit. Beautiful, into fifth gear. What are we going to get by the end of this 1 mile drag strip? Let's go. First run in, and we've done quite a good one. 522 kilometers an hour. That looked like, yes, it was. There we go. This is a beautiful screen. I absolutely love this. Not the best reaction time, 0.163 seconds. Not horrible, but definitely not the best. We'll skip over that. I'm assuming that's 60 meters. I'm not sure, 2.2 seconds. But the 1/8 of a mile, 5.967 seconds at 238 kilometers an hour. 1/4 of a mile, 8.5 seconds at 325 kilometers an hour. 1/2 mile, 12.42 seconds at 419 kilometers an hour. And hit the 1 mile marker at 18.484 seconds 522 kilometers an hour. That is absolutely fantastic. We do have a next. Let's check the next screen. Okay, 0 to 50 took 1.183 seconds. 0 to 100 took 2.4 seconds. 100 to 150 was 1.2 seconds, and 100 to 200 was 2.4 seconds. So that's quite bizarre. 0 to 100 and 100 to 200 is almost the same time on that one. That's a very solid level of acceleration from this little beast. I've absolutely loved this. This has been awesome. But that is not the end. We now need to get Delilah's new times onto the new Speederboard, which I'm really excited. The first entry is a car I specifically built for this exact thing. So happy that we can do this. And before we leave today, I'm going to show you the 4 new cars that are in the game. Delilah made it back from the drag strip safe and sound, no damage, no accidents, absolutely fantastic, and a good first run on the drag strip. But before we go today, not only am I going to show you the new Speederboard updated with Delilah on there, but we have the new cars, all 4 new vehicles here. Now these are all what I've bought to work on. This is the Bolt Reptilia R6, as you can see it's from the DLC. We got it from the auction house. It's not in bad condition. It's in very good condition. I couldn't see one anywhere in the bad auction house. We had to get it from the nice one. Now, this one has in it the V8 overhead valve CGM M1D engine. Now, there are new engines. These are 2 new engines into the game. They are obviously based on the main CGM engine, but switched around to fit this one, as it is a rear-wheel drive beast. As we go in there, you can see that all connected up there. Looking absolutely insane. Beautiful looking engine. Does look very similar. Gearbox is totally different. There are a few bits that are different as well. Looking incredible. It is looking beautiful. Let's jump inside. Check out the interior. Very, very nice looking in here. We're not going to start it. We are going to save that for the actual videos that we're going to do of them. Also got some frunk space in here as well, with a wishy-washy reservoir and a battery up there, along with a fuse box and a brake booster. Looking pretty good. Now, one thing I will say is each of these, if we go into the body shop, where are we? We're on this one here. Got a lovely set of all its stuff there, but it does also have body tuning. So there are different lights, different front bumpers, different rear bumpers, and different bonnets for the Bolt Reptilia R6. Looking fantastic. There are also some liveries to go with this one, but you're going to have to find them out yourself or wait till the individual video. This one is looking absolutely stunning. Very pleased with this one. Moving on next, we've got this one, which is the Mayan T8, based on the Mayan car brand inside the game. Looking fantastic. Also from the nice auction house. And this one has the V10 overhead valve MT8, specially for this vehicle. Looking insane. Again, if I could get in there, rear engined. Look at that one. Looking like a beast. Loads of new performance parts to go with these as well. Looking absolutely insane. I love the twin air filter on there. A feature I really enjoy. And look at the size of that middle muffler going on there. Absolutely incredible. Looking beautiful. I do love the look of this one, and I cannot wait to get in and build it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's jump inside and check out the interior of this one. Looking pretty snazzy in there. Flappy pedal gearbox, or also the main drive gear selector. Words that I could not say. Gear selector in the middle there. Very fancy looking interior. I'm really liking that. It's obviously in terrible condition. We still need to clean it up. Scratch marks and everything. Looking bad. I like that though. Pretty awesome. Same again as with the Bolt Reptilia. There it is. Couldn't see it. Performance parts again. Bigger grille, bigger bumper, rear bumper, different hood, so on and so forth. If we just go into the normal body shop for it, there you are. You can see that grille looks totally different on there. That's going to be pretty cool. Cannot wait to play around with that one. A lot of fun. Also another frunk there with a battery and a brake booster in. Looking sweet. Let's jump inside and see what else we've got. Here she is. This one is pretty mental. Cannot wait to play with this one. This is the Hammerdale Stral S. This is the Thor variant. Pretty awesome. Actually looking insane. Obviously, we've got a mismatched bumper on there. But if we jump around to the back and lift this one up, look at that in there. Already can see some of the purple from the bodywork inside, so that'll be a nice match into that engine when we get around to that one. Beast of an engine in this one, looking absolutely incredible. Very pleased with this. All rear-wheel drive. If we just go into the stats there, this is the V8 double overhead cam AXK. New engine, the SCRSM. This has got 1,014 horsepower as standard. That's going to be insane by the time we tune that one up. I cannot believe that. Not as bad condition as the next car, but still very good condition. Did get it from the auction house. Cannot wait to play around with these. They are going to be a lot of fun. We can't jump in this one, sadly, because we're on the lifter, but we will take out the window and go and sit in the seat this way. Look at that interior. That looks absolutely fantastic. Nice little cup holder there. That is beautiful looking interior. Wow. No, that is really cool. Flappy paddle gearbox on this one. No middle gear shifter. Lots of dials on there. That is looking awesome. And it's got a sunroof as well down the middle. That looks sweet. We do also have, again, a bonus additional body parts with this one. If we go into the normal shop, they're all looking there. There's the normal bumper, normal rear bumper. But if we go into the tuning body shop, into here and over to here, we've got a different bumper, different hood again, more lights, more tail lights as well, and another rear bumper on there. So they are pitting in the tuning body parts with some of the new DLCs. Let's just put that window back so that I don't lose it. There we go. And then on to the last of the new vehicles. Now, this is my favorite, and this is the first one we will be doing on Wednesday. This is the Arezzo Cortona. Yes, the Arezzo Cortona. Looking awesome. Very much like a Ferrari F50, but don't tell Ferrari. This one I got from the bad auction house. The only one I could find in there, but it's still pretty good. Not bad condition at all. And this one does have another new engine with the V12 double overhead cam ARZ. And look at the red on this engine. It looks incredible. Let's go round the back and get this one opened up. Oh, it's actually missing all the parts. So that's real helpful. Great. Cheers. I can't even show you the parts of that one. That is my fault. I should have bought a better quality one. But that's what the first one we're going to be working on. So Wednesday, when this comes out, we will be doing a brand new video on this one here. Getting it on the drag strip. We may even do a championship with this one. See how well we can do, my reaction times and stuff like that. No cheating. First run in, first run out. That's what we're going to do. We will be taking the best times from the championship to put on the new Speederboard, which I should go and show you in a second with Delilah on there. But that is looking insane. I cannot wait to play around with all of these new cars. Let's just jump in and check out the interior on this one. Very dirty, and this one is considerably older, but it is a manual gearbox. This one's got a manual. This is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to play around fully with the rest of this DLC. This interior is very dirty. Give it the benefit of the doubt. Look at the digital dials. Very old school, very retro. In fact, I think this is the oldest car out of the 4 new ones, but still pretty awesome. I cannot wait to play around with it. This has been a lot of fun. I know we rushed through this video just a little bit and didn't really pay much attention to the Batmobile, but I still made it look cool. We still got it to smash the old Speederboard. So we do have a new old Speederboard leader. That was a weird sentence to say out loud, but it works. Pretty awesome. And then we do have our lovely new Speederboard on here with Delilah in first place. Obviously the only car to hit it so far. Delilah, the Del Rey Custom, 2005 horsepower, quarter of a mile. It did in 8.501 seconds. The 1 mile was at 18.484 seconds, reaching a top speed of 522 kilometers an hour, which is 324 miles per hour. We do need to determine what are we going to do as the leader. Is it going to be the 1 mile time, the quarter mile time, or the highest speed? What are we going to do? What takes first place? Something that's, because it could be slower the quarter of a mile, but quicker in the full length mile. And it could get a higher top speed, but be slightly slower. That one's totally theoretical and probably wouldn't happen. But what do we reckon? Do we do it on top speed? Do we do it on 1 mile? Do we do it on quarter of a mile? What is your preference? Do let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the drag DLC. Are you going to be tuning in to the live stream on Wednesday when it comes out, along with tuning in to my video on Wednesday where we'll be making this beautiful, beautiful Arezzo Cortona? Looking absolutely stunning. Very, very pleased with this. Love this DLC. It's been a lot of fun showcasing a few little bits for you. I cannot wait to jump in more into detail, especially into getting one of these new cars built for you on the Wednesday. 6 p.m. on the Wednesday is when this video will be coming out for the next one, when we will be doing this beautiful car. That is it for today's video, though. I hope you have enjoyed it. It has been a lot of fun. I have definitely enjoyed this one, playing with the new DLC, giving it a bit of a showcase, showing off all the new cars, the 2 in there and the 2 out here, and also saying goodbye to the old Speederboard with the Speederboard Crusher, and saying hello to the new Speederboard with Delilah, the drag racing gasser monster. I do think, in all honesty, that could be quite hard to beat going forward. I really do. Have I set the precedent way too high early on with my own build of a gasser, and have I ruined it by doing so? Another car I'm just going to have to fight to get someone to make a config for, to go and smash the Speederboard of the new one when we're there. But that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this quick dive in to the new drag racing DLC, checking out the new cars, checking out the drag strip, saying goodbye to the Speederboard, and hello to adventures coming new. Drag DLC, not quite out now. I'll see you on Wednesday when it will be.